Well, the reason we're here at Cannes is because Cannes is a perfect intersection of creativity and technology. And I think what you said about brands being media companies is exactly right. Brands have the ability to use their packaging, their events, their owned assets to tell a story about themselves. And together with paid media and earned media to keep that story going on and building brand equity and inviting consumers into conversations. I think what's interesting about this next development, about brands helping to enable the next wave of early and mid-stage ad tech companies, is that in a fragmented world, it's harder and harder to reach and engage consumers. And so brands and marketers need to start thinking about partnering to enable a new type of value and a new type of exchange between consumers and brands and the media they want to participate in. And that's what we're going to talk about today with Wendy and with Facebook and Spotify and Fast Company.
Well, I think the opportunities are endless, right? I mean, we have to be perennial optimists as marketers, and so we don't see limits, we see opportunities. I think the challenges can be, though, to not get distracted by the opportunities. So I think that they are many. So if you think about all the startups and all the new technology and all the innovation that we see, seemingly that can take endless amounts of time, and so you have to have a way to ensure that you're always starting with your strategy. You're always wanting to build value into your strategy. You're not finding innovation and then trying to back into a strategy or find a home for it. So there's some things we've learned along the way, but there's no question that innovation, particularly, as Laura was saying, is going to be key to unlocking growth, future forward, especially for very large-scaled companies like ours who are expected by the street to turn in growth every 90 days. We have to find new and different ways to deliver that growth off a very scaled company already. So startups, innovation, technology, all of those represent ways to find growth, which is ultimately right back to our strategy.
So I think the opportunities with video are endless, but you have to think about it as multi-platform. So it's not just about PC, tablet, desktop, and it's not just about mobile phone, it's about an array of screens. And you shouldn't prioritize one screen over the other. You have to think about what consumers want to engage in and how they want to participate, and then how you plan screens and video into the communication plan for effectiveness. There is no doubt that the migration of video across multi-platforms is, in my opinion, at a tipping point, and we will begin to see it accelerate. Samsung just launched their new and improved smart TV, and that, I think, will change the game in terms of IP-enabled televisions in the living room, and people can start to think about the big screen in the same way as they think about their tablet or their mobile phone. Apple is probably on the horizon of launching a new smart TV. So over the next year to 18 months, I think we're going to see a tremendous amount of change. It's going to cover all screens in our ecosystem. I don't think there's been a more exciting time, frankly, to think about these challenges and opportunities. But you have to think about things in terms of a paid framework, an owned framework, an earned framework, in Coca-Cola's case, a shared framework, and architect experiences designing across as opposed to thinking siloed channels.
And the only thing I would add on to that is, I think in the rush to meet the volume requirements of the marketplace, your goal shouldn't be more, it should be more good. More film content isn't useful for our brands. More good film content that's multi-platform, that accrues value to our strategy.
How do you scale good content?
Well, good. Actually, I think it's actually the other way around. I was having this conversation last night. If you pursue scale, I think you're dead in the water. I think you pursue good, and good scales. Right? And I think you just have to get that in the right order. You see again and again people taking a sort of tonnage strategy on something that is meaningless, A, for their brands, or not great idea, or not, just wallpaper, and that's a waste of money. So go hard after the storytelling, go hard after the goodness of the idea, the innovation, whatever it is, and that will have a natural life of its own. You've got a networked, socially networked world, good stuff scales.